Yo, what is up, guys? We are back, and I just want to make a quick little video talking about today's Nintendo Direct. Now, if you watched my initial reaction to the Direct, you will know two things. One, I was overly hyped for Super Mario Maker 2 on Switch, and two, we had lots of technical difficulties, along with some people spoiling the direct in the chat, and I got really frustrated, and it kind of ruined the mood for the rest of the direct. And I'm not like pointing out individual people and saying shame on you, whatever, because I don't think there was any ill intent there. I think it was just an honest mistake. But I do want to kind of go back because of the technical difficulties we had today and because of my mood not being so good in that video, which is a combination of just dealing with technical difficulties with the live stream, dealing with people spoiling stuff in the chat, and also carrying the stress of everything that's going on in my personal life right now. So I do apologize if I seemed a bit more aggressive than I normally would be. I do apologize for that. So I wanted to make this video as sort of looking back at what was announced today and just kind of giving my overall opinion on the matter. I'm not going to be showing any actual footage or anything during this video. If you want to see the direct and you haven't in its entirety and you haven't seen it today, I will have a link in the description of this video for you to check that out. There will also be a link in the description to the official Discord of my channel. If you want to go over there, talk with the community, and give your opinions on today's direct. I'd be interested to see how you feel, but let's get the big stuff right out of the way. The big disappointments for today's direct, which I do want to say that overall, I think today's direct was good. Um, it wasn't it didn't meet expectations, but it wasn't bad. There was some really good stuff that was announced. I just feel like people had their expectations a bit higher. And that seems to be the case with a lot of these directs recently, unfortunately. But I do want to say there was some amazing stuff that was announced. But the two big disappointments of this direct that you'll hear from just about anybody. No character reveal for Smash, which, I mean, I was kind of 50-50 on whether or not they would actually do a character reveal, because I kind of felt it was a little bit too soon for another reveal. They like to kind of spread those things out. So I thought either today we were going to get a character reveal or we were going to get gameplay footage of Joker, because that's the character that we already know about coming to Smash. But we haven't seen any gameplay of it. And they did show Joker, but they still haven't shown gameplay. They only did a slight little teaser to be like, hey, version 3.0 of Smash is coming out in a couple months, and it's gonna have some stuff. We can't tell you what that stuff is, but it's gonna be there. And then they showed like Joker's in-game character model, but they didn't really show it in great detail, so like it wasn't what I was expecting. I was expecting either a new character to be revealed, or I was expecting, at the very least, to see some gameplay of Joker. Now, we did see his in-game character model, which means he's clearly coming along in development. But it's not what we were hoping for. Or at least the vast majority of people were hoping for. So that was one big disappointment. And the other big disappointment of this direct, as far as I'm concerned, was there was no mention of Pokemon. No mention whatsoever. And as you can see behind me, and for anybody who's been on my channel for a while, you'll know I really like me some Pokemon. So, that was a little bit of a disappointment. However, I do want to say I was not expecting like a full game trailer of the next Pokemon game. I wasn't really expecting much. All I really wanted to see from Pokemon is just for them to mention it, right? Just to be like, I don't know, here's the title screen, right? Like, here's the title of the next Pokemon game. Like, that's all I wanted. I didn't want, and like, that. I just wanted them to mention Pokemon. Like, they didn't have to, like, have a whole cinematic trailer or show gameplay or any of that stuff because it's too soon for that and it's too soon to realistically expect them to do that. Uh, but I wanted at least something. At the very least, just fucking Masuda being like, "Hey guys, we're working on it." You know, just something, just a mention, just a mention. That's all I needed. But we didn't get that. And so those, in my opinion, are the two biggest disappointments of the direct. I'm sure most people will agree with that. There might be some other things people are disappointed about. Obviously, people are disappointed that Metroid Prime 4 basically got scrapped and they're having to redevelop it from the ground up. I think that's a good thing in the long run, but it is still a disappointment nonetheless right now. So obviously they weren't going to have anything Metroid Prime 4 related, and some people might have been disappointed about that. But you know what? You know what? As far as I'm concerned, Smash Bros. And Pokemon were the two things that they were really lacking in this direct that everybody thought was gonna be there in some way, shape, or form. Um, but those would be the two big disappointments. So let's actually talk about what was revealed in the direct. And I'm just going off of my memory here. So I'm not going to be talking about every single minute detail. Like I said, there is a link in the description to the direct in its entirety if you want to watch it, or if you haven't already. But let's start with what they opened with. Super Mario Maker 2, which is the most hyped thing out of the entire direct as far as I'm concerned. I lost my shit when they opened with that. If you saw my reaction, I lost my shit when they opened with that. I absolutely love the Super Mario Maker games, but I never got, or I say games, but up until now, there's only been one of them. But I never got the full experience because I played it on this little guy right here. And for those of y'all who played the Wii U version, you actually got the full experience. If you played it on here, you could create your own levels, but you could only share them with other people locally, which is fucking stupid. I don't know why they did that. So I actually made an amazing level. You'll have to take my word for it, but I made an amazing level on the 2DS version, or 3DS version of Super Mario Maker. But other than my nephew, no one ever got to play it. So now I'm super hype because we're getting a sequel to Mario Maker that's on the Switch, which means not only, presumably, will I be able to take my levels and put them online for other people to play, but because it's on Switch, I can have it hooked up to my Elgato, so we can have, like, live streams where I'm making levels, or like live streams where I'm playing other people's levels, and you guys could make levels and like have me play them, and that's fucking amazing. So like, that's why I'm so hyped for that game. And honestly, other than that and what they announced at the end of the direct, everything else in between was kind of meh, for lack of a better word, and that's not even a word, but like, and I know I sound like an entitled bitch right now, to be like, no, Nintendo, this isn't what I wanted. Which, granted, not that anybody at Nintendo is ever gonna watch this video, but if you do, I don't want it to come across that way. I am very appreciative of what you guys do over there. It's just things did not go to my expectations, and I'm not blaming Nintendo for that, because Nintendo is doing some amazing stuff. Albeit the online service is a bit bad. But other than that, they're doing some amazing stuff. And I just want to say the fact that I was slightly or moderately disappointed in today's Direct is not necessarily Nintendo's fault. It's more so my own for just setting my expectations so high. And I will admit that. But so they announced Mario Maker 2, which I was super hyped for. They announced a bunch of other, games here and there. They announced Deltarune is coming to Switch, which makes sense because Undertale is already on Switch, and it's coming to Switch for free, which is awesome. So that's great. Um, and then they also announced Daemon X Machina, which is getting a demo on Switch. The game isn't done yet. The game is supposed to be coming out later this summer. But it's getting a demo on Switch, and I actually don't know if the demo is out right now. If it is, we might do a stream on it. But it's getting like a little tester demo. Sort of like a beta sort of thing. So if that's out on Switch right now, we actually probably will stream that tonight. I'm going to check just really quick while I continue to talk about the other games. There was a little puzzle game that I wasn't really familiar with, and I might be butchering the name of because I don't remember. I'm going off memory here. But I think it was like Square Man and Square Girl or something like that. And it was like this little puzzle game with these cute little square creatures, and it looked really fun, actually. It looked really fun. And, ooh, okay. Okay, so Daemon X Machina prototype is out right now. So I'm going to go ahead and download that. But also, one of the other games that they announced is out right now, and it's free download. So I'm going to download that as well. And that was actually, coincidentally, the next game I was getting ready to talk about. Okay, so during one of Shadow Black's live streams, not one of the ones that I was a part of, like one of the collabs we've done, or at least I don't think it was one of those, but during I think it was one of his Fortnite streams or something, I was joking around and I said something to the effect of, I can't wait for Tetris Battle Royale. Well, Tetris Battle Royale is pretty much a thing now. And I joked about it in one of his streams. I don't remember which one. But if you find what stream it was and go through the live chat, I said Tetris Battle Royale. And I'm actually downloading it right now. It's called Tetris 99. And it's 99 players online playing fucking Tetris till the last one standing. And it's a fucking great idea. And it's free, apparently. I didn't even know it was free. I'm downloading it right now. So, like, that's cool. I'm hype about that. I'm fucking terrible at Tetris. But, like, hey, that sounds like a cool concept. So, they also had a couple other games here or there. I don't remember all of them. Then they had the whole segment where they talked about Fire Emblem. I'm not much of a Fire Emblem guy, so I didn't really care, but for the Fire Emblem fans, I have to assume that that was a good thing. They had, I believe, 2 Dragon Quest games that they announced. Dragon Quest Builders 2, and then there was another Dragon Quest game that I forgot. what it was they announced, what the name of it was. But they announced those. They announced 3 Final Fantasy games, which, that's all hype stuff. Again, not really a Final Fantasy guy, not really a Dragon Quest guy, so me personally, that didn't, you know, I don't really care about that kind of stuff all that much, which is probably why I'm a bit more disappointed in this direct than most people. But hey, it doesn't all apply to everybody, you know? There was some things in there I was really hyped for. Dead by Daylight is coming to Switch, which is fucking amazing, and I can't wait to play that on stream. So that's a really good get for Switch. Uh, what was it? It was Yarn 2, I believe is the name of the game. I might be butchering that name. But it's this little, Unraveled. Unraveled 2. Which the Unraveled games are games that I actually really like. I'd never played them, but I've seen them before. I've seen playthroughs of them before, and I always fell in love with the art style. And that is a game that just fits the Switch so perfectly that I'm so happy it got on Switch because it just belongs to it just deserves to be there. It's a match made in heaven. I can't wait to try it out. Um and we had let's see, we had a couple other announcements here or there. Mortal Kombat 11, which we already knew about. I'm a little skeptical with Mortal Kombat 11, and the reason why I say that is because they're claiming that it's gonna drop like same day as all the other platforms, which would be great if it did. But it's being done it's being ported to Switch by someone else other than Panic Button. And right now, Panic Button is the only like port company that I trust by name. So, I'm gonna be a little cautious with Mortal Kombat 11 on Switch, just because it's not being done by Panic Button. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be bad. That doesn't necessarily mean you should avoid it on Switch. It's just going to take a little bit more convincing on my end before I'm willing to invest in that. So that's why I haven't pre-ordered it, is because I'm a little skeptical there. Because when it comes to porting stuff like that to the Switch, it can either end up really well, like Doom, which was ported by Panic Button, or it can end up really badly, like, what was it, 2K17 or some wrestling game that came to Switch that was, like, fucking terrible. So, like, I'm a little skeptical on that, but if the port is done right, I will get it on Switch. If it's not done right, I'm gonna get it on PC. So, or I might even get both. Who the fuck knows? But that is a cool announcement. We already knew about it, but now we definitely know about it. And there was a couple other things in there we already knew about. And then we get, we had Yoshi's Crafted World, which some of the people in my chat said was a shit game. And Yoshi games are shit. And I was like, shut the fuck up. Yoshi games are fucking great. And you know what? I haven't really seriously dived into a Yoshi game in a very long time. So, Yoshi's Crafted World looks like a fun time for me. I might get it. Maybe not when it first comes out, because there's just so many games coming out, and I have very limited funds, so I have to kind of like pick and choose. But I will get it at some point, and we will play it, and it's gonna be great. And then at the very end of the direct, first of all, they had a new IP that they announced. It was I forget the name of it, but it looked really cool. And then they dropped the big one, which I thought was gonna be Pokemon at first, and then I thought it was Wind Waker coming to Switch, which it ended up being a Zelda game, just not the one I was expecting. It was Zelda's Link's Awakening, completely remade for the Switch, which looks fucking great. I was a little confused with it because there were like chain chomps and Goombas in it, like from Mario. But it looked fucking great, and I'm definitely gonna buy it, and we're definitely playing it on the channel. Um, and you know, they had a bunch of other stuff in between, but for me, the big ones were the one they announced right at the beginning of the direct and the one they announced right at the end. And everything else in between was like, okay, that's cool. But like the one at the beginning and the one at the end were like the two big ones. And they probably did that on purpose, but like, I don't know. Overall, I probably seemed a lot more disappointed in my live reaction to it than I actually am. And that was just because I was frustrated with the technical difficulties and everything else that was going on. So, overall, I don't think today's direct was bad. Excuse me, I got a bit of the hiccups here. I don't think it was bad. It didn't meet up to my expectations, which again is not Nintendo's fault. That's my own for setting them so high. But overall, it wasn't bad. It wasn't what most people were expecting. There was no Animal Crossing. There was no Pokemon. There was Smash Bros, but like not really, because they didn't really say anything that we didn't already know. They just was kind of like, hey, there's new stuff coming to Smash Bros. Eventually, and here's Joker's character model, but not all of it, because we're only gonna show him from like the back, and it was weird. It was weird, but you know what? Overall, I don't think today's direct was bad, and I just wanted to say that because I feel like if you watch my reaction to it, it probably makes the direct look a lot worse than I really think it is. It's always important to take a step back and kind of reevaluate things, and I think we got a few gems here in this direct, a few diamonds in the rough, and honestly, I'm a bit torn now, because now I'm torn between, do I buy Jump Force for my PC, or do I pre-order Super Mario Maker 2? Like, I honestly don't know which one to do at this point. But like, we're definitely getting Super Mario Maker 2, for sure, and we are gonna play the shit out of that game. So for now, thank all you guys for watching. Link in the description to my Discord, and link in the description to the direct in its entirety. Let me know in the comments and over on Discord, either or, whatever you prefer, what you thought of today's direct. Am I wrong for being slightly disappointed? And what games did they announce today that you are hyped for? Let me know. And we're going to end here. So thank all you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and come on the ground, babies. I'll see all you guys next time. Goodbye, guys.